Hello and welcome to July 6th, 2023. My name is Kurt and this is my daily Good Life meditation video. This exercise is something that I do each and every morning, a little bit after waking up. It's now 4:46 a.m. I do this in order to remember my life objectives and principles, the ones that are outlined in my book, Going Alone. I also use this time to think about the last 24 hours, including last night, how I slept, to see how I did with the challenges and opportunities that I met along the way, including the ones that took me by surprise, especially those in some ways. I finish this exercise with a forecast of the day ahead, a preparation for whatever obstacles and challenges I can foresee, and readying my overall self for the unexpected. I then conclude by asking myself if I'm ready to die today. I always begin, though, with a poem. And today I started to read from John Keats, the collected works, Endymon. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. It's a poetic romance. It looks like this is going to be rather long. It's in complete, it's like, gee, it goes on for a long ways. Maybe I'll just have to do one page a day. It goes on, it's like a small book. Within a book within a book. And it's called a sketch. There's a little note here at the very beginning on this page. It says, a sketched meter of an antique song. And it says, inscribed to the memory of Thomas Chatterton. Now, as I always do, I don't proceed in reading, unless I understand the terms and the people and the references being used. So that's why I'm such a slow, one of the reasons I'm such a slow reader. One reason is I read very old antique work. I rarely read contemporary writing. I just love the old stuff, particularly from the 19th and 18th century writers, American and English writers, but I also read translations of others. I'll read anything. So first thing I encountered here was I need to look up Endymon, which I hadn't done yet, but I started with looking up Thomas Chatterton. I didn't know who that was. So that started a deep dive. I didn't even get to read anything yet because I was just reading from the poem. I was reading about Thomas Chatterton, who was a young man in the 18th century, died in 1770 at the age of 17 by suicide. Very interesting young man character. His father had died just 3.5 months before he was born. Was born as a result without a father in the 18th century, of course, didn't have much. It was a tough life. His family was associated with the church, and anyway, he found deep interest and meaning associated with the church and the life and what education he could get. Wound up killing himself out of desperation from his poverty at a young age, but was also known as a poet and a forger. He would adopt the pen name of a medieval poet and write under the pseudonym of that. I don't know, is that a forger? Maybe there's more to the story. I haven't read all about him yet. But he just would disguise his own work as the work of a medieval poet. Anyway, interesting. So I'm going to have to complete my reading about Thomas Chatterton, and then we'll get into this. Maybe I'll read one page a day. This is going to be a project, but I like projects. So speaking of projects, how did yesterday go as a project? It was a project insofar as my work. It was a good day of work. I got a lot done yesterday. Good, solid day of work. Slept all right. Did I? Yeah, last night I slept all right because it was after the 4th of July, although, boy, those fireworks made a mess. Quite unsettling the way that the people behave around 4th of July now with the illegal fireworks. I realized after I woke up in the morning they had caused the shrubbery across the street to catch on fire, small brush fire. They had damaged my daughter's car with their fireworks and left the street just an absolute mess. Rather disappointing. What else? Yesterday was a good solid day. Really nice day at the beach. I went swimming. Ocean was mad, just crazy ocean. I had two good walks with my wife. We watched a good show in the evening together. It was a good day. Let's do the good life. My 7 objectives are: Number 1, to be always ready to die. 2, to make good and effective use of time. 3, to develop and maintain good and sound life principles. 4, to cultivate good emotional reactions. 5, to perform good actions. 6, to recognize my true limits and true opportunity. And 7, to do just one thing at a time and do that thing slowly and deliberately and carefully. By the way, these objectives and principles are in my book, Going Alone, in the chapter titled The Good Life. My 34 principles then are war, reason, homunculus, Anchorhold, home of good and evil, purpose, atomic principle, principle of nature, the pirate ride, temperance, life will not go well, the horror show, that which must be born, the feast of woeful, distraction, agency in the great indifference, the restless man, the path of wildness, the great life adventure, I feel like I'm missing something there. I think I'm all right. Feels like I'm missing one, though. The risk of avoiding risk, sin and damnation, complete oblivion, the bullseye aim. I missed one there, didn't I? Script writing, then the bullseye aim. The season of philosophy, the uphill climb, arena and utility, nothing is enough, and the principle of fun. Whoa, I didn't do a good job, did I? I missed up a couple of things, and I might have missed one or two. Oh well, I'm running a little bit behind. I spent so much time reading about Thomas Chatterington. I'll grant myself that liberty. So, now what about today? Today's another good day of work. A lot to do today. I'm ready. Meetings, pushing things forward, planning for retirement with my wife, etc., etc. Reading where I can. Love reading in the evening with my dog on the patio. But is this as warm as summer's going to get? Well, Renee, our next door neighbor, tells us September is going to be hot. But I think hot is a relative thing here in Huntington Beach. Okay, now time to conclude. First, this is the first time I've asked myself this in this exercise. Am I ready to die? Are my affairs in order? There's three things that I need to be ready to die. I need to take care of. 1, my affairs need to be in order. 2, my relationships need to be in order. 3, my life's work needs to be done, if not finished. That means that it's in a state of readiness and completeness, even if it's not. There's more to do. Maybe I can add more to it, but the main thrust of the body of work is done. So let's address those 3. 1, are my affairs in order? Yes, they are. Bank accounts, bank account. That's basically it. Bank accounts, retirement, all that stuff's in order. 2, are my relationships in good, sound order? Yes, they are. Every one of them to the best of my ability. It doesn't mean they couldn't be improved, but at least for the efforts that I could make, I think that they're all in the best shape they could be. That includes my wife, my daughter, my mother, my brother and his family, and all of my friends. Is my life's work done? Absolutely. Going alone is complete. I mean, I can add a few things, and I imagine I will here and there, but that's incidental to the main thrust and cause of the book, the mission of the book. It's done. My life, therefore, is in a state of readiness. I can die now, and that's just fine. Go off to oblivion. It's a good feeling to be ready to die. That's it then. Time to stop this, start my day in earnest, and with that, my life is done. if not finished. Take care.